Welcome to the Poetic Moment. It's me again, Tony the Poet. Often, there are things that just baffles me, and sometimes I'm like, oh, what really going on? What is really going on? What really happened? I have this problem when I see an event, when I see a word, when I see something begins to dance in my mind. For example, I'll say this. I was just looking around and I saw this word memory. And I'm thinking, memories are internal. We have strength, we have joy, we have sad moments, we have all that we can ever have through memories. Now, somebody can do something with you, they have great time with you, and they create all this kind of memory intentionally or unintentionally. And then they happen to move to another town or move another world or just maybe pass away or get diseased and die. And then each time maybe you look at the photos, you look at something, there are these memories. So sometimes I'd sit down and think all the treasures of memories my mother left with me. And I would sit there and embrace. Sometimes it can be some bad moments that happen. Sometimes it can be the good moments that happens. But I cherish all of it and bring it in my perspective that I will always be grateful because I've always have and will always have a great life with my mother. Though she's gone, we always have a life because memories are internal. So we are here to inspire you through poetry and poems and poetic moments of different people. Come on stage and just share their poetries, and some of these may create memories with you. Some of these may remind you of some kind of memories. Memories are internal, created intentionally or unintentionally. We all swim and dive in. You can't escape it. This is prison because life by itself is a memory. From the day of your birth, to the day of your launch, from the day of your departure, it's all in the fingertips of memory. And we love, just think of that day by the beachside or by the dark room or walking in the light. Beautiful at a whole new level. But we are just beings walking through life. Why don't you make this day do an intentional activity trying to create somebody's memory, an everlasting one. If you could have told me that I wasn't supposed to exist, rather than leaving me with a broken foundation that I have to dig deeper 6 feet, I know. But when my friends are elevating, I'm going down. This wounded soul, cursed by generational curses that you left. I just wish you were better. I just wish you were here to recorrect the mistake that you left me into a boy where I'm standing as a man. You see the gap that you left, this absence of you just producing me and never be there. You were never there. So I wish. So when I lay down on my pillow, as my tears drops within my soul and my veins are teared off with a knife, you see, I see your image. And I say, I wish all the fathers should always be present. And all the mothers should open their wounded heart and embrace all their children as their breast crumbles. This is Poetic Moment with Tony the Poet. Yes, we were talking about you. Somebody wants to know you. What is your name?
I'm Tresia Shihepo.
Tresia.
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 What a beautiful name. It's very poetic by itself, just Tresia. Okay, so tell me, when did you start writing and falling in love with this poetry thing?
I started writing when I was in the 7th grade. I was about 13 years old, but there was novels. I started writing novels because there was my escape. I was a bit of an introvert. Antisocial, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
So books became my friends, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I wrote.
You know, I can concur with you because when I'm depressed, I can read like 3 books a day when I'm depressed. So I find my escape in books. I just bury my head in reading, and so I do concur with you here.
So anyways, I wrote books from the age of 13 till I was about 16 years old. That's
the manuscript you've been writing.
Yes, I wrote about 12 to 15 books, none published.
Yeah, so we call them manuscripts.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
And then when I was 16 years old, that's when I kind of discovered poetry. I was going through a really rough time. I had a depression, or I developed depression around that age. And I found that writing my feelings was actually therapeutic. So I started it started as a journal.
Yeah.
And then it became more and more poetic. And, yeah.
So did you find healing in your wounded soul?
I did.
Yeah.
And I still find healing in writing. That's my outlet.
But did you find closure? Because healing can be a process, but you also need to come to a closure.
That I'm not yet so sure about.
Did you get help?
Yes, I did. I got help, and I still am getting help. So it's a process.
But poetry has become a channel in which you express yourself.
It has become my whole life, if you can call it that. Yes.
Wow. Tell me about the first piece you'll be giving us.
Oh, the first piece that I'll be giving you is titled Imperfections. I wrote it 2 years back, I think. And it's basically just an expression of the type of poetry that I write. The type of perfect, it's not perfect poetry because I'm not a poet, if you can call it that.
Everybody's a poet, darling.
So it's my...
You are a poet.
It's my imperfect poet. That's what I like calling it. It's my imperfect literature that I am expressing to you. I'm giving it to you. And whether you accept it or not, it does not affect me because that's my outlet.
Yeah.
So yes.
Wow. Perfect imperfection.
Tons of people wouldn't understand why my face changes shades faster than a passing cloud. And I have tried explaining this to you so many times, but you wouldn't pay attention when I say that I'm an optimistic pessimist, that I'm a torch in darkness, that I wouldn't function in lightness without coming off as strange. Yes, I'm a sore joy. Yes, I depress in a stranger's pain more than my own pain, yes, and I feel with intensity. I feel to the brink of insanity. I feel to the point of being diagnosed borderline, yes. And it's not arrogance that I call myself a tsunami. It's not a metaphor when I say that I am a storm. It's just my truth. And I wish I could apologize for coming off as crazy. I wish I could fall at your feet and say sorry for my crumbling poetry. Sorry for the pen still stuck in my hand. Sorry for the blank sheets. Sorry for the trembling ink before me. Sorry. Sorry for this imperfect literature. Sorry for imperfections after imperfections. But there will be a slap to my creator's face, because he also refuses to apologize for creating the broken that I am. And just like him, I refuse to put the pen down, and I refuse to block those imperfect words from flowing out.
Welcome back to the poetic moment to Tony the poet. Patience strong. And this is, I quote, I do not allow fear to cast its shadows over the sunshine of my day. Fear is the anticipation of an evil, and I anticipate only good. Patience strong. Poetic moment to Tony the poet. Yes. So, what an amazing piece.
Thank you.
Wow. Now you are saying about the imperfection, perfect, but for me it was perfect, imperfect. I don't know whether that makes sense. It was perfect, imperfect.
It does.
Or it was imperfect, perfect. Yeah, wow, awesome, great stuff. Your art is quite good. It's really good.
Thank you.
So, is there a thought that you have that is just in your head, nobody has heard it, but it keeps on constantly coming? Have you ever had such a thought? Like for a long time, this thought, people don't see it, they don't hear it, but it's just in your head. Every time you're walking or every time you're sleeping, you wake up in the morning, you just have this thought.
Passion. Passion. Yes.
Well, a thought called passion. So it's like a constant thing that comes into your life.
I'm passionate about a lot of things. So it keeps recurring.
It keeps coming.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's good to be passionate about a lot of things, but make sure you find at least 2 or 3 that you have strength in, because if you spread your waters, like Tara Berry said, if you spread your waters among the seeds, you will not have enough water to grow one plant. So basically, you are one person, and you are, in terms of your ability, you are not a super being, or you are not a crone where you have other use doing other things. So make sure that you focus your strength in 1 or 2, maximum 3 things, but those 3 things must be coherent. They must be able to flow in the same direction. For example, I'll give you an example of myself. I'm a poet, actor, writer. So you find everything, they flow in one. Basically, I just say I'm a communicator, because whether I'm writing or I'm speaking or I'm doing poetry or motivational speech, it all flows in one. It's just one package. So if you can find something that actually everything you're passionate about comes and flows into the same river, it becomes easier to handle and manage, because it becomes just part of your river to flow. Oh, so what are some of the works you're working on?
Nothing in particular.
Oh, okay, but you're still doing your writings.
I write a lot, and I write randomly. So
and that's nice, you know. Writing shouldn't be formal. Like, okay, now I have to go and sit in a certain place and write. Wherever you are, if you're an artistic, always have a pen and a paper. You know, you sit here in the taxi, you see something amazing, it hits you, write something down. You are walking, you know. So what you're doing is actually not supposed to be. It has to be random. It shouldn't be too much formal. Artistic is very random. How you were talking about the course you're doing environmental
biochemistry.
Hi. I don't see it, you know, having intimacy with poetry.
And I get that a lot.
Yeah. So how did that happen?
Initially, it was last year now, I was supposed to do journalism, media and journalism. That's what I applied for the universities. And then when my results came out, like my parents were cool with it before.
Journalism,
yes. Because I did it before in high school. I was a journalist.
Yeah.
And so when my results came out, my parents started being a little shaky about me taking journalism.
Because the result looks good, you know, why don't you go for science stuff, you know? Yeah.
So basically they had a whole family meeting on why I should go to medicine instead of media. Fortunately for me, the School of Medicine was already filled.
Oh, okay, so because you're supposed to go to medicine school.
I did not apply to any School of Medicine.
Yeah.
So yes, and then I was kind of forced into science, and I didn't like it for the first month or so. But as I was learning, I started enjoying it. I started
having
loving
passion
yes.
about the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. We just hope in the future they can have some kind of intimacy between poetry and science. Yeah, but poetry can be scientific sometimes, and
It's learning.
Yeah. Oh, great. The next piece that you'll be doing.
It's titled Borderline.
Borderline.
Yes.
Wow. You're very artistic, and I hope when your parents are watching, they should begin to reconsider. Like, was science a really good idea? Because she's really good in this art thing,
My mom actually started to reconsider because she never read anything that I've written.
You have written.
And then she stumbled upon something that I wrote, and she was like, "Why didn't you tell me?
You are this good."
I was like, "I was telling you."
You didn't just listen.
She just didn't listen, and she's like, "No, I just thought it was just like you being rebellious or you being afraid of doing something bigger, so much bigger than."
So your mom stumbles upon your work you've been writing, and then she gets excited. She says, "This is really good."
It's because of her that I'm sitting here.
It's because of her. She's like, "Girl, you better take it by the side, ne? You should be option B in case anything." Wow, this is Poetic Moment. We are still here. So give us that piece.
I knew you were borderline, but I took you in. I knew it would be black and white and nothing in between. I knew you were bleeding death more than pain. I knew it would be painful, complete torture. But I still took you in, allowed you to cover me in merry red. I accepted your throne in thorns, took on your sharp words, your roller coaster moods. I sipped in your pine wood scent, a clear reminder of burning headaches and all the insecurities. Your intensity unbearable. You broke me, and I still took you in. And it's because I love you, and I wish I didn't.
Welcome back to the Poetic Moment with me, Tony the Poet. The whispers are always whispering. The keepers are always keeping. Very poetic. What a piece that you just delivered. How do you feel?
I'm okay.
You're okay? Wow. Your pieces are very, very emotional, and they have a soul. Does your poetry sound like it has a soul? Maybe it also has a spirit.
Probably does.
So tell me, what is your format? How do you normally go around writing your pieces? Does something has to happen to you? Do you have to go through something for you to write, or basically what really do you do to write these poems?
I don't think I have to do much to write poetry because I get easily inspired.
Get easily inspired.
Yes, and I get easily affected by things around me. And once I feel something, I feel it to a certain intensity that I want to note it down, so I can reminisce on it later on.
Yeah. Oh, great. As much as you write poetry, that some things that goes on in your life, I believe whatever you go on, as humanity, we have this a thread that unites us, that most of us, we actually sometimes experience similar things of human nature that we go through. And what would be your words to some people who are wounded and going through depression out there?
There are a lot of people that are depressed in this world. You are not alone, and even though it might feel like it's going to last for like the rest of your life, or you can't handle it, trust me, it will eventually fade. Yes, it might come back, but it will go. So just hold on, stay in there. It gets better. It sounds cliche, but it does get better.
So what are some of the techniques or ideas can you give them how to work this one out in their own lives?
What I did was I concentrated on doing something that made me happy. For instance, listening to music. I listened to a lot of music during that period. Reading novels, I read tons and tons of novels. And also just, for me, I watched poetry slams on YouTube.
Okay, great.
Of something that relates to my emotion.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it just makes me feel better when there's someone out there that understands what I feel and is expressing it. So
yeah. That was a poetic moment with Tony the Poet, so you've heard. There are a couple of things. You might be going through maybe suicidal thoughts or depressed or anxiety, fear, whatever you're going through at the moment. There are many things that you can do. Reach out to people, listen to some inspiration or something that takes you out of the pit that you are in, not something that puts you back. So listen to, as well as find friends, go for counseling, reach out there, let it out. Really, don't suppress things. Don't suppress things. And if you're under people also oppressing you, that becomes a little bit hard. But go in an environment where you have a platform to express yourself. So until then, this is a poetic moment with Tony the Poet. And if you do enjoy our poetry, the details are right there. Go to our Facebook, social media, YouTube, and so forth, and follow us. Let's discuss and go the way forward. Let's build this poetic world, and let's bring everybody in. When we started earlier, I was talking about memories, the dark secrets, painful romance, and the beauty of the top mountain where you fly. We are all in between, maybe in the valley. All these are memories. But I can tell you, do the selection. Take the burst. Make you fly again. Think of those moments, your friends, your loved ones, beautiful moments. When you dive into the memories of the secrets, dark curves, they're going to drown you more. But come out and think of the burst moment. What carries me is the hope and the faith and the grace of the greatest moments. When my mother, I was 5 years old, and she would call me a weird name that I loved the most. I can't say it on the screen, but the best meal, the best recipe my mother gave. What about you? What about you? You see, we are all in this pot being cooked. Maybe these bones can be cooked to milk out the best soup. Maybe not. But even bones don't need to be thrown away. They can still be a recipe to restructure the whole mindset, pain, love. I'm talking to you. Maybe you have been carrying in your pocket, on your cell phone, these things that are irresistible to delete because are part of your soul. You see, the very thing that is part of your spirit, so hard, because even when it's dark in the room and the lights are off, you can still see it through the fez. It's like it can't get off. It's memories. Memories. Don't run away. Embrace it and let it be part of your beauty. And say, out of these shells, out of these bones, I'll milk out the soup that will be a recipe for generations to come. Memories. This is Poetic Moment with Tony the Poet. Thank you so much for coming. We would like you to come back. You've got great pieces, and please feel free to contact us. We'll drag you back again on some pieces, and let's share what we have. And thank you so much.
Thank you.